Hello, this is Jill Hunt, and I'm going to spend a few minutes telling you about perception. We're going to discuss how the brain processes information and how we pick up cues from people's body language. It all started in 1890. William James was researching concentration, concluded that humans are programmed to focus on one thing at a time for survival. Colin Cherry in 1953 discovered the cocktail party effect. Literally, when people are at a cocktail party, for example, and hear their name mentioned, all other they cued their name because their name is important to them. And this led to the realization that information is processed by filtering out some things to be taken in for further consideration. So here we see a model of a perception, and the model shows that external events are taken in to the mind, and they're taken in through the eyes, the nose, the mouth, ears, or smell. This is distorted somewhat, meaning that it's made to fit with what we already know, or it might either fit or create a generalization. The information is very much affected by what's already in our mind. So it's affected by our own thoughts, beliefs, values, language, and experience. The thoughts become our state. In other words, the external events affect us, and this is then reflected back as our body language or physiology. So just to illustrate that again, there are three filters for processing what happens. We pick up on things that are important to us and delete a lot of stuff that is not important. Information is distorted so that it can be accepted in line with the information that we already have. It's distorted to fit our attitudes and beliefs and values. And also, it will either fit with a generalization, or we will make a generalization from information that we receive from the outside world. So you've probably seen that facial expression is really important in communicating. 55% of the information in a message is communicated through facial expression. This was discovered by Merhabian in 1968. Merhabian was an Iranian mathematician researching into the difference which different tones of voice or facial expressions could make to the meaning of words. And tone is also important. In other words, if I speak with a really serious voice, you will think that what is being said is much more important. On the other hand, if I speak a little bit light-hearted or rather high-pitched, perhaps like Michael McIntyre does, you will think that it is more humorous. And the words only convey 7% of the information contained in a message. That's just a very small percentage of the message which is actually conveyed by words. Body language can be determined, or you can pick up cues from body language by facial expressions, and also by body expressions. So the way that limbs are pointing, the way that hands are moving, the way that your people's body are moving can convey enormous amounts of information. For example, if somebody opens their palms out to you, that usually means that they're being honest and open with you. Going back to the facial expression, if you look for a moment at the facial expressions conveyed here, I don't think you needed anybody to tell you what these people were communicating. Just to make sure you got it right. Fear, anger, bottom left, joy, middle bottom, sadness, bottom right, disgust. The girl has been served a plate of octopus. In this picture here, the way people have processed information from the environment is reflected in the way they have positioned themselves. The father and son are both interested in each other, therefore they are directed towards each other. They are also directed towards the tasks that they're doing, and they've also, because they're in tune with each other, have adopted similar stances. This is just a small introduction to how body language can be used and understood. Try it next time you're at a social gathering or at a meeting. Jill Hunt.